Hello there. I've been thinking of the best ways to learn things. I was thinking about this. A really good book I read um, about the brain, and we're going to include a lot of these in our things, was by Tony Bazan. It was called Use Your Head, and it was about how the brain worked, about how memory works, about how the eyes work with reading. And so I'm thinking about this so I can continue learning more effectively, especially linking with these motion templates and the recurring, oh, what was his name? The Polish dude that came up with the. It said the same in the Tony Bazan book. So, say if you were to learn a fact word or 5 words or something like that today, scientifically, then, and I could build this into Notion. So you're learning this information, the information's in, then it will flip it back to you automatically. Say after 24 hours, 48 hours, then maybe a 2-day gap, a 4-day gap, a week gap, a month gap until it's in. And there's a scientific formula for that. So we'll be doing that. I think it's important to thinking about, I've been working on the LifeMaster pages today, and on the homepage of LifeMaster, I've simplified it even further. We have 3 buttons on a lot of the websites, but LifeMaster, I'm going to do an experiment and just have 1 button. So it's LifeMaster, rewrite your future, start. So there's only one place you could go. I did have the coaching on there, but I like the idea of just having a very, very, very simple journey. There's only one place you can go. I'm going to mention the coaching on a slide or 2 in, or a page or 2 in. So we come to the next page, and I've got a nice quote. How we spend our lives is, of course, how we spend our days. Then I've got the reference, so people can see who that's about. Might link that to the book, but again, that might detract from the user journey. I don't want people pinging off to Amazon when they've got to the first start page, and we're losing people. So the quote might just be enough there. But then we're gonna. Then I've thought we need to what you really need to do, and I'll tell you, I'm learning a piano piece at the minute by Max Sense. It's the piano version of the Pixies' "Where Is My Mind," popular song in the Fight Club movie, um, a well-known song. And a guy that does piano covers, Max Sense Surin, did a really nice cover of it, and I tried to learn it in lockdown 2020, and I got so far, but there's a piano where I'm at now, so I'm relearning it. But what I've done is I've taken a different approach. Rather than going like I learned Blackbird by the Beatles on the guitar by learning 1 note at a time and then finally getting to the end and being like, okay, I've done it all, and then trying to remember it all and put it together. And that worked, but it took a long time. So what I've done with this piano way is I've gone through the track, and there's obviously an intro, there's choruses, verses, and a little bit in the middle. But the chorus is the same, and that's repeated a couple of times. The intro's largely the same as the outro. There's 2, you do it 2 times on the intro, 3 times on the outro, but then with a 1 note different at the end. So I've split it into 9 sections, and actually, like, most of those sections are repeated other than some things in the middle. So we're looking at like 6 sections of the song I need to learn. So now I know the intro and I know the outro is the same. I can do the intro and the outro. So that feels good. It feels good that I know exactly all the things I've got to learn. I've got to learn 6 different things. I know the intro and outro, and I know some of the bits in the middle with either 1 hand or 2 hands. So I can just fill in the gaps now. So if you're going to read a book, if you're going to do a course, it's good for your mind to know what's ahead of you, so you know where you're going to go and where you're going to finish, and how many steps there are, sub steps, courses, videos, exercises you've got to do before you begin. Because then the mind is not just starting from the foot of the hill without the end in sight. You're like, well, this could take me 2 seconds, it could take me 2 years, who knows? But if you can spell out ABC till the end, 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z, then the user is going to be like, oh, right, LifeMaster, for example, there's 3 steps. That's like, well, that's achievable. Let's get started on step 1, see how we go. If we like that, then we know there's 2 more steps to go. And, I can also, I guess I haven't quoted the time that they're going to take, which is what we will get into. But yeah, I just love the idea of having these really nice exercises and videos. We're going to have the exercise number 1, number 2, a nice lesson, and then number 3, another exercise, and then get those sorted. And from there, this is going to evolve and develop. But yeah, it just feels really nice not asking for an email, not asking for money, and giving away really good value to people that want to change their lives, rewrite the future. And yeah, I'm just having fun experimenting with different user journeys, looking at this as a You know, we could ask for the email after step 3. There might be some paid options. Again, with LifeMaster, we're going for a really good free option, and then a middle of the road paid product, which will probably be the Notion templates, you know, for $100, $50, something like that, once we've sorted all of that. And then the deluxe version, which maybe 5 to 10% of the people might go for, is the coaching package, where you can go through the program, but it's a one-on-one with me. And then I've got the link on that on one of the pages already, where people can pay, go through the Calendly link and book in with me. I only have one session a day for this. So some people prefer the one-on-one. I certainly have in the past with coaches and paid coaches, and that's accelerated my development because they can tune into you and lead you through it. You know, alternatively, you just do it for free by yourself. So I like the business model. We've got a little bit of free, a little bit of money, and a bit more money, which is a good way to go about things. I'm a big fan of the free and believe in free education across the company. My name is Toddy. We're building 100 startups in 1,000 days, trying to experiment with as many different business models as possible and as many different pricing models and combinations and motives of these. So this is when we've decided now, after much kind of testing and experimentation, that LifeMaster holds everything together. It's at the heart of the business. And really, you shouldn't do anything else until you've gone through this program, because you're just going to be pushing against the power of the subconscious mind, which is a million times more powerful than the conscious. So there's no point going, yeah, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to research businesses and start them. You've got to embed this into your subconscious, with the result in a couple of years' time of what you're earning and how you're going to feel, how all the things around your life are going to have changed. And once you've got all of that vision locked in, you getting up and a bit earlier and working on businesses is just going to come naturally. Or anything else you want to do with health, with people, with work, finances, evolution, reading, learning. So I'm picturing myself being able to go to any piano. You know, we've been traveling around the world a bit, well, France, and there were pianos. Like, I've done a walk in the south before. There was a piano at the top of this hill outside. And I sat down and I couldn't play the tune. I couldn't even remember what I'd actually learned. But I'd like to cement this. Like, I can now pick up a guitar. And because the Blackbird by the Beatles, I played a note a day for a year or so and just went over and over and over again. I can pick up any guitar and I can play Blackbird by the Beatles. And if you look at all of these rock stars that are still rocking and they're playing stuff, like, they're not thinking about what to play. They're not forcing themselves to play the note. The note is just coming out of them because their subconscious mind is in operation, because they have embedded it into the subconscious. So like a good musical piece, you can do this with the mind, with your work, your business, career, then your finances, your income, which links to your work, so you're more motivated. So all these nicely work individually, but they nicely support and help the other departments as well. Then you can, for your people, making an effort with your people, making sure you're checked in, or especially with the system that we've got, to make sure that that's the case. A lot of recurring tasks and things means that your mind will be automatically taking to making sure that you're looking after the people around you, making sure that you're making effort to engage with new people and make an effort. If nobody makes an effort, nothing happens, does it? So yeah, the work, the finances, the people, the evolution, making sure that you're reading a book. Like, if you've got this big target of reading a book a month, a book a week, you're gonna just automatically pick up the book, like the artist automatically plays the track more and read more and retain more. So this is powerful stuff, and I'm really pleased. I'm feeling really good that we're starting with this. So yeah, the aim is to get all my LifeMaster stuff done and the website largely done by the full moon on the 7th of October. So there we go. Yeah,